Greetings and welcome back to the Bitcoin Bridge. Tonight we're going to be talking about blockchain in the real world. And by that I mean using real world data, Internet of Things, IoT, that kind of thing, tangible objects, and putting that data on the blockchain. Yeah, the real tangible world. I seem to remember that somehow. I don't know where it went. Haven't seen it for a while, but it's out there somewhere. And when we all do get back out in it again, we're going to have people like Dr. Walter Wang organizing it all for us. He used to run an Airbnb-like service called Populstay. Now he's working on one called Populife, which is working on more on the devices themselves. He's here, fresh out of the BTC Boot Camp in China, to tell us all about the project and some of the interesting things he's seen around. There are many. So Walter, welcome to the Bitcoin Bridge. It's great having you on the show.
Yeah, this is Walter. I'm so glad to be in the show.
Now, you've just been over there at the BSV Boot Camp that the Bitcoin Association organized over there. Can you tell us a little about what you saw there?
Yeah. Yes, I was so honored to be part of the boot camp, and the whole boot camp running around 5 days actually.
Yeah, it's a long
So
one.
the whole event is very tight from morning to the afternoon, and it's very so-called brain burning. So a lot of new technology, new upgrade, and the new in my mind is new terms that came into my mind, and I feel that 90% of the participants are tech guys.
Yeah.
So we don't talk about some bullshit stuff. We talk about the technology, how this can help the how to build product, to build a better product. This is my general feeling. Everyone is so candid, so approachable to each other. So I learned a lot, and I made a lot of friends, and I'm so happy that I can be part of the community, so that I see the opportunity to maybe build something on BSV in the future. Yeah,
How many people were there, do you think?
I think around 50 to 60 participants, and it's really not easy because you need to spend the whole week, almost whole week, to the island.
Yeah.
And so you are so isolated yourself and focused on something that you are really passionate about. And a lot of high level participants, they are CTO of a company or some CEO. So I would say this is very attractive to them. Then they will make such a decision.
Can you tell us one of the highlights? Like, what was a project you saw there that you were really excited about or you'd never seen before?
Yeah, because I have a good a friend called Xiaohui, so he's building Script, the
Oh, yeah.
development tool
Mm-hmm.
for the developers. And because of him, I get more understanding of BSV and Bitcoin. So I can name a lot of uh, highlights to the audience, but the one and only the one and only really changed me is that from I realized that because of the opcode is released, and because of lots of upgrades, now that uh, Bitcoin technology is already Turing complete. When we say
Mm-hmm.
Turing complete, that means that a lot of misunderstanding previously uh, are not are gone because we we have a traditional understanding that Bitcoin is so limited, cannot do this, cannot do that. But
Yeah.
because of this conference, this boot camp, and especially um, the speakers already has explained from the bottom that how the technology is involved, so that now we're at a very good time that the technology is involved and is Turing complete. So we can run any computation as we designed using BSV technology. This is really, really astonishing and mind changing for me.
I can
Yeah,
imagine. Yeah.
I really want to allow to everyone that this is something I never thought about. Previously, I was just thought, oh, it sounds kind of fancy technology, but it's not perfect. Especially, it's not Turing complete. If it's not Turing complete, means that it has a major drawback. Now, I don't have such worry. Yeah.
I can tell you've been hanging out with Xiaohui because I know he likes to talk about the Turing completeness of Bitcoin. He was a previous guest on the show, actually. So you can see his interview here.
Yeah. Xiaohui is also one of my good friends, and
Yeah.
he is so passionate about technology. Why for me? Because I'm not that as tech as he is. I usually ask him a lot of questions, but this is really the first time I have a full and more bird's eye view on the technology itself. Previously, I can know a little bit different dots. Now I can connect different dots into a line, and I have something in my mind. I can build using this. Yeah.
That's interesting to know. And you actually have a PhD in computational biology. So I think that's where we get your interest in
Yep.
these kinds of systems. I know Craig Wright in the past
Yep.
has said that Bitcoin is like a biological system. Do you see any links or parallels there? Do you agree with that kind of opinion?
Yes. Um, when I do research on the computational biology, um, to the layman is considered as so cool. Actually, it's a lot of computation and
Yeah.
a lot of things that traditional statistician that cannot solve and compute. So we will jump in and design algorithm and more innovative formula to help the traditional statistician to solve these complex problems for them. So while we are solving a biological problem, we have to translate that biological problem into a computational problem, and then that become more like mathematic formulas and statistics, and also um, some distributed computing design, so that we can solve the problem for them. While for BSV and Bitcoin technology, I also see similarities, and especially this morning, I listened the discussion and also talk about sensible contract. What they do is that uh, they divide the sensible contract into different subcontract and different sub-computation and execute each computation one by one. So this is a similarity and also design model between Bitcoin and its application and our computational problem and also biological problems. Yeah, I found some similarity. Yeah.
That's interesting to hear. Perhaps the best way to explain that and give examples would be to tell us about the projects you're working on. I know you presented at the conference, and you're presenting about IoT, Internet of Things, and you have experience in the past organizing it was a blockchain-based system similar to Airbnb called Populstay. Now you're working on Populife,
Yep.
which is easy to pronounce.
Yep.
So, can you tell us about that
Sure.
and how that integrates the IoT devices onto the Bitcoin blockchain?
Yeah. So actually, in 2018, when I imagine how blockchain can change the world, uh, I realized that, especially my own story, is that I have a lot of Airbnb experience from 2013 to 2017, and a lot of the returning guests or new guests, they are more willing to pay the fund to my own account directly without platform in the middle. Why? Because I have accumulated a lot of credits and my profile is so true. I never ask my friend to write a review for me. So they can trust me and I have a good kind of uh, passion for them. Then I was thinking, what is the meaning of this platform,
Mm-hmm.
right? The platform, they definitely have their own value. They connect the guest and the host at the beginning. But all the internet companies, they have a similar business model. When we have internet, we want the information to flow freely. But because of these internet companies, they are try to separate the buyer and seller, the host and guest, and they want to be the middle so that they want to make the transaction happen and get the cut.
Of course.
So I try to question whether that is reasonable or not. And especially my own experience that if we have some platform that without middleman, people can trust each other, especially their ID is not fake, it's connected to their passport, and everything they did is already there and can be tracked. Such a community will be very useful and people can trust each other. So we start with that a very big dream and goal. Because of this, then the Tokyo government actually recruit our team to Tokyo for the 3 months of a boot camp, blockchain boot camp. We try to sell our story and our idea to the potential clients and partners. We have actually a few thousand Airbnb and also hotels in Japan, so that we can give the using the blockchain to give them a zero commission fee, and they can free to use. The project is running well at the beginning for the first 6 months, and in 2018 the whole market is very volatile and there's bear market. So actually the whole team face a lot of financial challenges, to be honest. So we actually paused it for a while. Well, when we designed the Populstay platform, we already have thinking about how do we run the business autonomously, which means it can be minimize human intervention. So that we imagine that the Airbnb or the house is equipped with all the IoT device from the moment you enter the room by using the PIN code to the light control, to the curtain control, to the temperature control, and when you left the room, you just check out by yourself. You don't need to find a domain to give them the key and so on. So we already thought about the IoT role in the whole platform. The ultimate vision is that at any time, at anywhere, if you have crypto, if you have your blockchain ID in the community and you have your own credit, you can directly using the services to fund your room. For example, in Tokyo, I can just directly trust that Jon has a good Airbnb apartment I can rent. I can pay him directly, and this rent fee is locked in a contract, smart contract. And once I was visiting Tokyo, and I can be automatically issued a code to unlock his room, right? And every day, the smart contract will pay me or pay Jon a couple of dollars. Then I will be I will be continuously. If I want to change my booking, I want to leave earlier, or I want to stay longer, I can just pay more. And Jon, because he has good reputation, he will understand, and also refund certain part. So the whole dream and the whole vision is big, and I believe that definitely there will be someday that we should be creating such an environment for everyone.
Yeah, I like the idea, but it sounds like it's going to be a long time before we have that kind of system that can do the things you say there. Like manage people's reputation, pay the smart contracts. So how far advanced are you with it?
How far? Okay, so because as I mentioned that this is a really big project, So we because we are still working on it, we didn't give up. We currently squeeze our project to squeeze our scope a little bit, focus more on the current IoT part. We want to build a solid IoT product first, make it a profitable business. Then we will extend IoT application. Why we are using IoT? Because we believe IoT can do better than traditional products, right?
Yeah.
So IoT can sense the data in the environment, can be controlled by the user. You can communicate with the device, right? That's the purpose of IoT, and it has data. So after that, then we will still come back and build our platform. We believe the future is peer-to-peer, no matter it's peer-to-peer e-commerce, peer-to-peer video, peer-to-peer chat, peer-to-peer transaction, payment, and everything. Middleman, it has value, but it should be in the past. Yeah. We believe, and I think Craig also mentioned honesty is so important in the blockchain, in the BSV.
Yeah.
And BSV, sorry, we punish the bad guys and we compliment the good guys, in the blockchain world. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, it's just establishing and maintaining that reputation on a platform you can trust. That's the problem. We've seen a lot of people be kicked off services, including Airbnb, in the last few years, just because of things they've said on other networks. So I think there needs to be an alternative to that, at least. But anyway, that's further down in the future. So can you tell us what you're working on right now? You mentioned before something to do with smart locks.
Yes. Currently, we're focused on the IoT product, especially the smart locks.
Right.
They are so interesting. The smart locks is so correlated with Bitcoin transaction. So when you do Bitcoin transaction, what you do, right?
Yeah.
You're unlocking the UTXO, right? I mean, there's some money in the UTXO, and you have your own signature, right? You use your private key to sign the signature, and this signature will be passed to the key, to the public address. Then that address will verify your signature, whether you are the owner and whether you can spend that money, right? So you're unlocking the digital asset, which is called BSV, using your signature, right?
Yeah.
Right. So in a smart lock space, it's so similar that smart lock, where is installed? It's installed in the office, in the home, right? It's a gate man. And how do you unlock it? You have to use a valid, authenticated, authorized PIN code, which is some number, maybe 6 digits, right? To unlock it. The lock, smart lock, will try to verify whether this PIN code is authorized, authenticated, and verified. So you can enter you can enter the physical space, right? It's so similar to Bitcoin technology.
It is, yeah.
Right?
And I know this technology is around. I think a few people are using smart locks already, I think, but and I've heard about them a lot in Airbnb context as well. But a lot of people don't trust them so much. It's if there's a centralized server, right? So you're relying on that service to still be around. We had a few cases of people who got locked out of their garage or their house because they left a bad review on Amazon, and others just because the server was down that day or the system went down, so they got locked out of their house. How do you overcome problems like that?
Yep. Yeah, so you mentioned very, very concrete and realized examples.
Yeah.
So first, you're talking about people are locked out because they leave bad reviews, right?
Yeah, I think that's kind of an extreme case, but it did happen.
Yeah, definitely there's some kind of company that are doing evil. for their customers.
Yeah.
So that's always will happen because every smart lock companies, they have the right to unlock every customer's door if they want.
That's the scariest
We
part.
agree. Yeah. So far, I have this right actually, to be honest, but we don't do that. Okay. The second part you mentioned about you mentioned that people get locked out because it's not working. Yeah, you're building the physical product. This physical product is not perfect, especially this IoT device is just happened in the last 5 to 10 years. It's so new that it has some defective, maybe it's not shown yet. So it's not like in the software space that if you have a bug, upgrade it and solve. You're selling the physical stuff. It has electronic components, and the electronic components need to collaborate with the mechanical components. So definitely it's more easy to get defective compared with the traditional one. So this IoT space is still too early to be mass adopted, to be honest. It's like Bitcoin, so early, just 10 years, right? IoT is just happening in the last 5 to 10 years. They are running in parallel, but I believe that the Bitcoin technology can enable and can empower the IoT industry. And that's what we are doing now. We are designing a totally new system without centralized backend server. So what we're doing now is that we want our all users' data, no matter when they register, their log information, their key to unlock the device, and their unlocking history, all owned by the user themselves. I'm not liable for them if they can't find their key. If they lost their key, I'm not liable to them.
Right.
Yeah, I actually because we have a community of IoT users that they are our customers. So once this product is developed, I think in the next 2 to 3 months, we will definitely run this campaign to them. I say, hey, we have a new product which is totally data owned by yourself. Do you want to give it a try? My expectation is that 5% conversion rate.
Yeah.
If they're 5%, they want to control their own data. They want to try this new product. I think it's a success to me. Yeah, because now less than 1% is less than 1% in the world know how to use Bitcoin, right?
Right.
Probably.
And an even smaller percentage of that know how to really use Bitcoin, the real Bitcoin.
Yeah, they may heard of it. Maybe if they want to hands-on and use it, even less than that, 0.01% maybe.
So what would be the revenue model for that company? Like they buy the hardware from you, I guess, but you're not doing any backup support once the product's sold?
Good. Very good question. That's how we want to reverse the existing business model. I have thought about it. So if this is true, we will charge the custodian fee for them.
Right.
It's like existing if some institutional wealth management companies they want to store their gold or BTC or BSV or any other digital asset to the Switzerland some bank, right? The bank will charge a custodian fee. Like what we do, we can help you to save your data, but you need to pay, right?
Yeah.
Then we will be liable to what you ask us to do. If not, by default, we just get the hardware margin, right? Then you own your own data. Everything is on the chain. You pay your fee to upload your data to the chain, and you can read any time you want, right? How fast you can read your data, it's not in our control. It's how BSV is managing that, right? But we can help you. We can rent a server to host your data, but we need to charge you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
This is our business model to be.
I see, yeah, and I've heard others talk about that too, because at some stage in the future, you know, your data that you put on the Bitcoin blockchain is not guaranteed to be there forever. Like the transaction records are there, of course, but the actual data that you put in the transaction may not be there. Like it may get pruned at some stage. No one talks about it much, but they always say there will be services that will charge you a fee to guarantee that your data will be there
You're
forever.
right. You're right. Yeah. Now that's why this is what I learned in the boot camp this couple of days.
Yeah.
There are some called data management solution provider, right? Third party. They can help you to search your data, to backup your blockchain data, right? If you don't use them, fine, you do yourself. Go to
Yep.
blockchain, fund your transaction. Right? If you use them, you pay them some service fee. They can help you to make sure your data is well organized, right? Anytime you want to read, no problem, they give to you. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's going to be a whole new business area in the future. Like we're only just starting to see it emerge. Like everything else, it's coming soon.
Yeah, I believe that this business model definitely will be disruptive, to be honest. I feel that nowadays the IoT company is so challenging is that they don't really see that what's happening in 10 years, right? If their scale times 100 or 1,000 times, I believe their whole business model will be uh, disrupted.
Yeah.
Like what you see that for internet company at the beginning is free, everything's free, right? So everything is free, then you can use. Then after 10 years, after 20 years, this will be charged, that will be charged. People leave Facebook, people go find some other platform, right? I believe this is how do I say, paragram shift,
Paradigm
paradigm shift.
shift. Paradigm shift.
Yeah, paradigm shift. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, we live in a time of paradigm shifts. So actually, I better wrap it up there. But where can people go and find more about Populife?
Yeah. For this BSV related projects, now still secretive. To be honest,
Yep.
we don't want to shout out when we have nothing to show yet. Maybe 2-3 months later, we will try to demo this to the BSV community and to the world. Right now, you can still find us at www.populife.co, not com.co.
Okay.
What you see is still product, but we are not uncovering or disclose BSV yet, the technology yet. Yeah.
All right. Well, people can say they heard it here first, at least in the English-speaking world too. I'm sure everyone in China's heard about it by now. Well, anyway,
Okay,
Walter,
okay.
thank you so much for coming on the show and explaining all that to us. Do come back again, please. And we'll see you again next time.
Yeah. The next time I will holding something and give you a demo real time.
Yeah, I want to see
and
hardware
you can
next
check
time.
what's happening.
Something tangible, as you said.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
tangible.
Thanks a lot, Walter.